Now, in terms of identity itself, is that we want to make sure that we have a proper understanding between what is actually Islam, which is versus what is actually just cultural practices. Because as we mentioned in the slide, is that just because a person may be born Muslim does not necessarily mean that they truly understand or know what is actually cultural practices versus what is actually the religion itself. And so sometimes, particularly for someone who may be new to Islam, we have kind of like this Arabization thought process where we kind of feel that the religion is basically an extension of Arab culture. So that, for example, if I'm going to be a quote unquote proper Muslim, then I have to dress in Arab type of garbs, or I have to possibly eat Arab type foods, and so on and so forth. And then sometimes we don't even necessarily know what is truly Arab. We may just assume that it's Arab just because we might go to a masjid or something like that and see a lot of Muslims eating or dressing in a certain way, so we just assume that it's Arab culture. However, the beautiful thing about Islam is that Islam does not require a person to abandon their culture. What Islam does do is that it says that those things within a person's culture that are antithetical to the actual teachings of Islam. So, for example, fornication is antithetical to the teachings of Islam. Drinking alcohol is antithetical to the teachings of Islam, and so on and so forth. Those things like that, yes, Islam says that we are to, do our best to remove them from our lives. However, um, other things that we find in our cultures, we can keep them and put them in and have them in their proper place within our lives without there being any problem with it.